Good evening. It is Heather with Dump Truck Diaries, and I've decided to make my review turn into a podcast because I had another incident happen towards the end of the day, at the end of the day. So this will just be a theme on like cars, drivers, owners in general, because I have fucking had it with the bad drivers out there. And I didn't even think to put, bad drivers on the list of discussions for podcasts. But fuck it, nobody really wants to talk to me anyway, so I'll just talk to myself. I'll talk to a tree. So every single day, and it doesn't fail, it's every day, because I drive either my Jeep, which it's a Wrangler, so it's not quick. It's a box. It's not like aerodynamically designed to be fast. And if you put a trailer on it, it's going to be a little slower. Other than that, I drive a 1985 Chevy C30 3-speed manual dually dump truck. And my truck is not a piece of shit. Knock on wood, it runs really well. I don't want to jinx it because she is going to go in for some maintenance soon, very soon. But she runs the way she's supposed to run. She runs the way she was designed to run in 1985. So no, she's not quick. She's a work truck. And I live in an area that has a lot of hills. But I also live in an area that has a lot of passing zones. And that's my biggest issue. I'm going up a hill and I've been guilty of it myself in the past. Don't get me wrong. If I'm in a rush and I'm stuck behind, I'm like, fuck, there's a big truck. Like, I don't want to get stuck behind him either. But it happens. And even if I was guilty of being like annoyed being behind, I've always at least understood that's a big trucks. Use your common sense. If there's a truck towing something and it's going slower uphill, it's not on purpose. That's what the truck can do. I don't think people realize. I mean, I've common sense is not a flower that grows in everyone's garden. Even the empty trailer that I tow is 900 pounds. And then even if it's not loaded with anything, it still has equipment. It's probably got 200 pounds of equipment and wood and shit on it. So no matter what, even an empty trailer is not quite empty. It doesn't have materials on it, I should say. It's 1,000 pounds. Think about what your car would do. And then if I have Christine, you can't see inside her dump bed. I could have 2 yards of mulch in there. That's 1,500 pounds. And then you might not realize coming home that there's some dirt and debris and mud and grass and weeds and clippings and shit in the trailer. Well, it's been fucking raining for a month. I'm ready to build an ark. Wet dirt is ridiculously heavy. Dry topsoil is 2,000 pounds per yard. Wet topsoil is 3,000 pounds per yard. So you have grass and weeds and dirt and mud and it's wet. That's at least 1,500 pounds. And you put a couple yards of mulch in the bed, there's another 1,500 pounds. So I would be towing fucking 1,500 pounds with another 1,500. It's 3,000 pounds with another 1,500 in the bed. Going up a hill like this with a 3-speed truck. No, I don't need a better truck. That's what passing zones are for. I used to get really nervous because people would tailgate me all the time with the Jeep or with the truck. And I would I can't go any faster. I try to push it. What am I going to do? Destroy my truck? Destroy my transmission? I'm already beating the fuck out of the transmission as it is, doing what I'm doing with it. I'm not going to... You're upset behind me? You know what the broken lines are for? Passing. And if they're just a broken line, either one of you can pass in either direction. And for those of you who don't understand how the roadways work, if the broken line is on your side of the road, that's your passing zone. If the broken line is on the opposite side and you have a solid line on your side, that's the opposite direction's passing zone. For those of you who don't have basic knowledge of the roadways, probably should have a license. I cannot tell you how often, well, almost every day, I get tailgated every day, but almost every day, I get tailgated to the point where now I'm like, fuck you. If you tailgate me long enough, I will slow down on purpose. My Jeep has a sticker in the back window that says the closer you get, the slower I go. But if you are going to creep on the back of my trailer to the point where I can't see your fucking headlights, and we're in a passing zone, and there's no one coming in the other direction, and you don't pass me, you're a douchebag. I will now sometimes count, because I'm waiting for the day that a police officer, somebody's going to see something, someone's getting pulled over, there's going to be a fucking accident. And it's not going to be my fault. If we've passed 5, 6, 7 passing zones, granted, maybe not all of them were safe to pass at the time. Maybe there's a car coming. Maybe you should drive into that fucking car. I can't tell you how many times they'd rather just tailgate me. Why do you want to tailgate somebody? If you're so pissed that you don't want to be behind somebody like me, why don't you just go around? But they don't. They just don't. I cannot fathom that. The other thing is, I do not struggle to drive a truck and trailer. Sometimes I have little conversations in my head where I'm like, man, you got some balls. Like, I don't know any other chick that would get into an almost 10,000 pound, 40-something-year-old truck that's a 3-speed manual with so many blind spots, pop a fucking trailer on the back, and then tow and haul like 3,000 to 5,000 pounds with it. Every fucking day, up and down hills. I take my fucking life in my hands sometimes. Something so simple, like stopping at the bottom of a hill. Oh, that one just kills me. Put a stop sign at the bottom of a fucking hill like this. But now, spring is here. What's at the bottom of the hill? Gravel and sand. Psh, slide right through that shit. I have good tires. I have decent brakes. I downshift. But other people don't pay attention to the signs on the roadways. Now, granted, a lot of those signs aren't for other drivers. But you should be reading them anyway. Because even if the sign doesn't specifically pertain to you, like the picture of a truck with a hill, and it says next 1 mile, trucks with a hill, pay attention, because if you're behind a truck, they have to adjust their driving. I mean, what do you think runaway truck ramps are for? There's a place I pass all the time. It says, brake check area. Trucks, cars, trucks with trailers, cars, and big trucks all must pull off and do a brake check. And then it says pickup trucks don't have to stop. But if you have a trailer, no matter car or truck, you have to stop. And then it gives you all the warning signs for the next 5 fucking miles. Runaway truck ramp, 5 miles. Now, luckily, I don't have air brakes. So I know that's for the big trucks that have air brakes. But it could be for Christine one day. I don't know. And the reason they have that runaway truck ramp is because for that 5 to 6 miles before that truck ramp shows up, there's a picture in the brake, the brake check area that tells you all of the upcoming hills, turns, descents, and everything that you can expect in the next 5 to 6 miles, so that you are aware as a truck driver that you don't want to heat your brakes up. I guess air brakes, if they get too hot, whatever. So no, maybe it doesn't directly affect a car, but it kind of does if you're behind a truck or a truck is behind you and loses its brakes. So if you see hill with a truck, picture of a truck in a hill, the truck has to fucking slow down. They don't steer, even if it's not 1985. Forget the suspension and the steering and all the stuff that my truck doesn't have because it's basic. It's not going to drive the way your car does. And I'm not driving a rig. Even with the Jeep, when I have the trailer, I'm driving a box. So I cannot take those sharp curves. The other signs that you might see that you want to pay attention to are the ones that have a curve in a 55 zone that say 25 around the curve or 40. I have to do that because if I don't, I will lose control of my car or my trailer, especially if it's wet or it's on a hill or there's sand. These things, these factors have to be taken into account. And that does really affect everybody. I mean, I've always paid attention to that stuff. Do you know what the new one is? Within the last year and a half, that I've really learned to appreciate and I'm thankful for is the sign that has the truck. This is an additional sign. The truck with the hill that might say next 2 miles or next 1 mile. If there's another little sign underneath it that says trucks use low gear, it's a big hill. It's probably a steep hill. If they're telling you to use a low fucking gear, it's because your truck is about to come down a coaster. And the only way to control it and not lose your brakes or your air brakes or burn out your brakes is to put it in a lower gear. That means we have to slow down. It is not just for our safety, it's for everybody's. And this is not a public service announcement. This isn't Safety Sally asking you to get on the safety bus and go over. This is like, don't be a fucking dickhead. I'm not doing it on purpose. I stay in the right lane. If there isn't a right lane, no, I'm not going to fucking pull over to the shoulder every single time somebody wants to pass me. That's what the passing zones are for. And I guess if I was on my way to your house with all that topsoil and mulch and all the shit you need, you wouldn't mind. You'd want me to get there safely. But because it's not for you, you selfish fucks, you want everybody to get out of your fucking way so you can hurry up and go somewhere. It is absurd. And I'm at a red light and you want to stop on my trailer and we're on a hill. Guess what's going to happen when the light turns green and I have to put it into first or low? I'm going to roll back a little. I'm going to roll back a little more if you're a dick. Sometimes if someone gets close enough, I will literally, and I do it because I don't want you that close. I don't want to fucking hit you. I will lift my foot off the brake ever so slightly because I'm going to roll back. And as soon as I roll back a couple of inches, I hit the brake again. That is your fucking warning. Back the fuck up. Take your foot off the brake and roll back a little. Or get off my ass. I've actually had cars where all of a sudden I take my foot off the brake and they're beeping it. No, don't beep at me. You should not be stopped that close to me. Even if I was driving an automatic truck. Why would you stop so close that if you're on a hill with a truck and a trailer in front of you, that you're stopped on that guy's bumper? It's just stupid. It's foolish. You're playing with fire. You're playing with fire, and it's not the truck driver's fault. I've always been respectful and courteous to truck drivers. Now, granted, there are a couple out there that can be dicks. Same as anything. But there's no common sense used. We're coming around a curve that says 25, and you're mad at me because this one I might even be able to safely take at 30. I'll cut the apex if I can. I definitely will. If there's no one coming in the opposite direction, I will just cross right into the other lane so I can continue to go straight if I need to. If I got pulled over, I don't think I would ever have an issue with a police officer if I tried to explain to them, listen, I know I crossed the other lane. I saw no one was coming. It was the safest thing to do with the car. I don't think there'd be a fucking problem. And if there is, then I would tell it to a judge when I went to fight the ticket. I'm going to work. I'm not driving that truck because it's a pickup tactic. I'm working. I'm not driving around, tooling around the neighborhood in a hot car because I want attention. I have a job to do. And there's no reason for people to be so aggressive. I get it. We live in a fast world. I have had to learn to adjust. Driving Christine, now I'm to the point where I'm like, I can't do anything. I just talk to myself, go around. Finally, I'm like, go around. Like, what the fuck? Or they finally do pass you, and it's so aggressively, like, I'm doing it on purpose. They're like so mad. I had to pass you. And then they clip back in front. Like why would you make me want to have to? Please just be nicer to people out there. I mean, I get it. I said it. When I'm stuck behind a truck, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm just fucked. But I'm not going to start riding on the guy's ass. I mean, why do you think those construction trucks in the back? Do not push. Quit pushing. I mean, it's ridiculous. But the funny thing is, it usually tends to be the same kind of people. And this is what I'm going to tie it together with. It's like multiple subjects tonight. Like the pretentious prick with the Mercedes for 40 grand, 43,000 in 25. I don't even think it's new because he had it last summer. It's like, I get it. $43,000 is a lot of money. Not for a Mercedes. I mean, you bought a baseline. And it's not even like an SUV. I said SUV earlier. It's like a crossover. It's like a glorified station wagon. And you obviously are so worried about it that you thought me throwing mulch in the opposite direction. Don't hit it with anything. Why do you feel like you need to tell me not to hit your car? This is the same guy, I guarantee you, that would either be tailgating me or he would aggressively pass me and clip right back over. And I'm hoping one day that somebody that does that winds up hitting the front of my truck with the tail end of their car, because Christine will be like, what was that? I think I just hit some roadkill. And the whole back end of that fucking car is coming off. And I kind of wish I did have a guest for this spot, because I guarantee you, everyone out there has had these experiences. Whether you're the driver of a car that has had a bad truck experience, or if you drive a truck. But the reason that prompted me wanting to do like a podcast on it and not just like, R-rated review on fucking douchebags, was because after I finished that job at my nice client's house, I had to go to another client whose job I was supposed to start today. And I explained to them this morning, I'm running behind schedule. I wanted to drop the trailer off at their house tonight because it'll get me out of the house quicker in the morning. I'm going to be there for the rest of the week. And I didn't have time. I was trying to pick up the mulch before I got there today, so I could at least drop the mulch off, possibly the trailer, and then tomorrow morning I could just get up and go to work to make up for this lost day. When I got there, which is going to bring me to my other issue, when I started to say earlier, I'm gonna backpedal for a second because I realized I got off topic. And it just reminded me, I don't struggle to drive a truck and trailer. I did in the very beginning. I mean, I used to take TJ's truck with a 17-foot horse, like it wasn't a horse trailer, but it was a girl it was a farrier. She loaned it to TJ. We had it like 2 years. It was a 17-foot trailer that was like 6 feet wide. It was a big trailer. And that's what I used until I was able to buy one. And it was with TJ's Tundra, which there's no turning radius. And I had to get used to driving that truck and trailer and backing it up into tight spots and the whole reverse. And it was a challenge. But because I don't like to cause conflict and I don't like to inconvenience anyone, I would like just keep driving around or I would pull over and park until no one was coming. Because I knew until I was comfortable doing the backup, people don't let you back up. They don't let you pull into a driveway. They don't let you do anything. They don't even let you finish. They're cutting around you and beeping while they do it. I wouldn't back up if there was a car within a quarter of a mile. If I could see the car, quarter of a mile, I could easily back in and be done. I wouldn't. Just because the stress of knowing that there was a car approaching, I'd fuck the backup. I would fuck it up. I'd be like, fuck, I went the wrong way. And then I'd have to start over. And with no one coming, I would be calm and it would be fine. I cannot tell you for the first 3 to 6 months when I had to back that trailer up or turn around with it in a dead end. And cars would come, or I would even, no cars were coming. I would just kind of mess it up. Even if no one was coming, I'd be like, who's watching? I would get so much anxiety that I would literally break out into a sweat, like hypertension, because I was a girl. I just didn't want anyone to say, oh, it's a fucking girl driving a truck and trailer. Like, let the boys do it. And that's probably my own hang up, except I've had enough experience with douchebag drivers. And really, even then, it's probably not even that I'm a girl. It's just they're douches with anyone who's backing a truck and trailer up. So it took me a while to get comfortable. And there are still times, if it's a very busy roadway, I'm not going to hold up traffic because some of the driveways I have to back into are tight. It's like one driveway's touching another, or it's the driveway separates the houses. I will wait until there's no one coming. But if there's someone a quarter mile up the road, I'm going to start backing up. And if I have to pull forward so I don't jackknife, I will. I wave to people. I thank them. I'm like, thank you. I'm courteous. But I can't begin to tell you. Once the trailer's backed in, even if the truck is still in the lane that's on the side of the house, feel free to pass on the other side. I mean, I'd rather you didn't, but go ahead. I'm not even in that lane anymore. But people will pass me while I'm still in 2 lanes of traffic, backing up. And I'm almost done, didn't fuck it up, went smoothly. I'm like, yeah, watch that. And by the way, it's a chick that did it. And it's impressive. They literally will curve around me. And they don't slow down. Whoom! I'm like, the fuck is the matter with you? And there were times I'd be like, wow, whoa. I mean, I got signals. I make sure my lights work, my signals work. It is amazing to me how people will drive around a truck that's backing up, whether it's a truck by itself or a truck and trailer or the Jeep and the trailer. It is like, wow. To this day, I haven't ever needed to ask someone to help me back up in traffic. Now, I've seen landscape companies where one of the guys, they're like, fuck you. One guy gets out of the truck and stands in the road and just stops everybody and lets the fucking driver back up. I've seen it multiple times, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Kudos to you. I don't have anybody to like get out and stop traffic. It doesn't happen. So I have to navigate it myself. And I have figured it out. I've learned to do what works, and I don't encroach on people. Well, this evening, when I was dropping the trailer off at my other client's house for the job that's starting tomorrow, they live on a road that has hill in its name as well. These hills are no joke. Now, this particular hill, I had to put Christine in first to get up the hill. Now, usually it's second. I only have third. She's not going in third. Most hills, if I just drop it to second, she's happy. But this was a long incline, and it was steep. I was doing 17 in second, and she was whining. I'm like, all right, hang on, baby girl, I got you. I put it in first. Actually, she was doing 14 in second. When I put it in first, I was able to get her up to 17. Luckily, it's a school area with the college, so the speed limit's only 25, so that means 40 for everybody else. It was hard to get up that hill. I had the trailer, I had mulch in it, I had weeds, dirt, mud. It was a lot. And this is it's a pretty busy road. It's not even that busy. They fly. Once you pass the college, it's still a hilly road, but now it's a country road, and it's like a 45 or 50 mile, it might even be 55, which means 60. These people fly up and down these roads. Today was the very first time that when I pulled into the driveway, it has a parking spot to the side. And I figured, let me pull in, and then I'll back from the driveway. In the driveway, I'll back into that spot. And I realized I couldn't do it from in the driveway because the direction that I had to back up, I would have hit her shrubs. So I'm like, this is going to have to be from the road. And when I do it from the road, I'm going to bring the trailer in and then cut it and park it. Easy peasy. I can do it. Not a problem. I pulled in, and when I couldn't get in the spot, I texted. I said, I'm here. Would one of you happen to be available to come and just watch for traffic when I back the trailer in? And it wasn't even like, I want you to stop traffic. It was just keep an eye on traffic, because where their house is at the top of the hill. So when you're cresting and you're doing 60, I don't want to be backing up across 2 lanes of traffic, because one car is going to cause a big issue. This is the first time I have ever said to somebody in almost 3 years of driving a truck and trailer daily, please just keep an eye on traffic, because I'm backing out of your driveway and it's blind, and I do not want to back out with a car coming. And they came right out. The husband came out. He was wicked cool. I paused it for a second because I drew a little childish sketch because I want you to see what it was that I was doing. So this is the road, and it's not a lined road. It's just a road. This is the driveway, and this is the spot right inside the driveway. And the only direction that I'm going to be able to do this is from over here, because I can back the trailer in here and then cut it the other way and very smoothly put it in there. If I tried to do it from this way, I would have jackknifed. So it needed to be from this direction so that I could back into the driveway, cut it the other way, and put it in here. I can do that. That wasn't the challenge. But I knew I'd probably have to pull forward a little bit, depending on the angle of the trailer, because I don't want to jackknife it. So the husband's like, oh yeah, not a problem. I said, I don't want to back in. I don't want to back into, I didn't even need him to look for traffic while I was doing it, really. It was more like I was in the driveway and had to back out into the road, and I couldn't see the road. So he's like, yeah, you're clear. So I back into the road, and I'm in like the middle of the road, so I have enough room to turn. And as I start coming in, I'm a little too hard on the turn. I need to pull forward so that I don't jackknife and I get a better angle and I can smoothly. So, and he's out there. He's guiding, there's no one coming. And all of a sudden, I pull forward. My trailer's, I gotta loosen up the cut. I pull forward a couple feet and go to the left so that there's less turn on the trailer. And I start to back up in the other direction to loosen up my turn. I'm like, well, that wasn't enough. Let me pull forward a little bit more. As I pull forward, now I've been across 2 lanes of traffic. It's one road without lines, but it's 2-way. I've been across that road with the trailer. The trailer is barely in the driveway because the spot where I'm parking it is right inside the driveway. So the trailer is half in the driveway, half in the road. The front of my truck is on the other side of the road. And all of a sudden, as I put it in reverse to back up again, a motorcycle is at my passenger window screaming at the top of his fucking lungs at me. What the fuck are you doing, you stupid fucking asshole? You're gonna fucking kill somebody. What the fuck is wrong with you? And he's going fucking nuts. I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? What? Like, my window's up. Fucking 85 roll down. I can't reach across it. What are you talking? What? You motherfucker. You fucking cunt. And takes off on his fucking motorcycle. And I'm like, the fuck just happened? Wait, hold on. What I do? The homeowner's standing right fucking there. He's out there watching for me. Like, where'd this fucking guy come from? All of a sudden, I see the homeowner. He comes right. I got my window. I looked at him. I'm like, and the homeowner's like, are you okay? I'm like, I think so. I think so. I'm like, I was out there. I'm like, that guy came flying up the hill. I said, did he really try to drive around me? He tried to drive around me while I was on the other side of the lane, backing up like he's like, and that there's like another car coming. I'm like, I need a minute. Excuse me. I'm shaking. I need a minute. And I just pull the truck like 1,000 feet up the road, pull over to the side of the road, and just started to cry. I'm thinking, he just told me I'm going to fucking kill somebody. I always watch out for motorcycles. Like, I'm like, what? And then I thought to and he went whizzing up the fucking road. Now all of a sudden I get my wits about me. I have my senses. I'm like, what the fuck are you crying for? This wasn't on you, because this is the only time ever that you have literally asked somebody to come out and watch for traffic, and there was someone there and he didn't know where the fuck this guy came from, and he tried to pass me while my truck was in his lane of the roadway. I'm assuming that must have been when he was like, fuck this, I'm going around this truck. I'm not going to wait for this truck to back in. I'm just going to go around it. But because of the angle of my truck and the hit, I went forward a little bit. In fact, I went forward so little that it wasn't enough, and I had to do it again. And I wasn't going across the lane. I was going like, he's at my window screaming at me. I'm like, watch for motorcycles. How about you watch for trucks backing into like, it wasn't like I whipped out of a parking space. It wasn't like I just came across lanes of traffic like, woo, here I am, I'm going to back the trailer in. I'd been out there for like a minute or two with no one in sight. And this guy all of a sudden wants to pass me and is screaming. I think what got it was the fucking cunt comment, because that was such a chick thing to say. Like, if I was a guy, would he have said that to me? Or if I was a big fucking badass guy, would he have said that to me? I was like, he took a look inside the window, and when it was a girl, he felt like he could say anything he wanted. Or maybe because his bike was quick. I don't know. It was a Harley. But the thing is, would you have spoken to a man like that? Because a guy would have gotten out of the truck and fucking throat punched him. And I was just taken aback. I was knocked off guard. And I thought to myself, I'm supposed to watch out for motorcycles, which I do. Loud pipes save lives. Well, the loud pipes are also dickheads. I'm like, oh, you must be on a rush to the little dick club up the road that you're presiding over tonight. You tried to pass a dump truck backing a trailer into a driveway. And because you almost drove into the side of my truck, you're now going to scream at me. I mean, the homeowner was like, the wife came out. She was like, did you get a plate? Because, that she was beside, and I'm like, I sat on the side of the road for probably a minute. And then I wasn't going to back the truck and trailer up all the way and start over. I had to turn around. So I turned around. But as I said earlier, I wasn't able to pull the maneuver from that direction. It wasn't going to work. I pulled up in front of the house, and they're both standing out there because I was like 1,000 feet up the road. And I pulled up and I was smiling. I'm like, hi. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I am. I'm okay. I said, I'm sort of used to it. I said, I'm not used to that, but I'm used to people that just want to drive right around me while I'm in the middle of backing up. There's no courtesy. There's no patience. I'm actually really good at it. And I can do it with ease quickly, but it doesn't matter how quickly I can do it. People won't wait 5 seconds. And the husband was like, I don't know how you do that. I said, I deal with this every day. I don't deal with people screaming at me like that every day. I said, but that was the reason that I asked you to come out. I said, because this road, it's not high traffic, but I know how fast they drive. And I know how blunt. He's like, this is a blunt road. I said, yep. He's like, that guy had no. Anyway, I turned the trailer around between the driveway across the street and her driveway. And I backed it in about, I would say 15 seconds. And I was in the spot perfectly. The only thing I needed another 10 seconds for was that I couldn't see where he was standing. He was not that good at directing. I thought I was parked as far back as I could go. I couldn't tell where the fence, the split rail fence behind the trailer was, and I didn't want to hit it. But she's all smart. She was like standing at the end of the driveway, and she's like this. So it was another 15 seconds for me to back that up. So in all, it was a 15 to 30 second automotive maneuver. And this biker tried to go around me and screamed at the top of his fucking lungs that I was going to kill somebody, that I was a fucking asshole, and that what the fuck am I doing, and that I'm a fucking cunt. And I just was like, you know what? This warrants the conversation at this point. I deal with the bullshit with the tailgating and the passing and the dirty looks when they pass me. And I'm like, hi, like, yeah, look at my pretty truck. It's pretty. It's not fast. Like, Why are you giving me a dirty look because my truck doesn't go up a hill with 3,000, 4,000 pounds in a 55 zone? I can only do 48. I'm like, okay, but when I get to the top of the hill and I go down, I'm at 55. And Christine doesn't do, Christine will do 60, 62. 55, 56 is her happy spot. 60, 62. And she's like, bitch, keep this up and we're done. She's not going to do it. And I don't need to fucking speed. I did that when I was younger. I'm just not going to drive that fast hauling a load. I mean, anybody out there that hauls anything, tows anything, or delivers anything, or drives a truck is going to appreciate what I mean when I say it's fucking dumb to try to do it at 65, 70, in an 85. I mean, come on, I don't have the suspension, the steering, and all the fancy shit. But it's not that I don't have a well-equipped truck. It's not that my truck's a piece of shit. It's not that it shouldn't be on the road. It is absolutely roadworthy. It's just not designed and never was designed to be driven like a hot rod. It's a work truck. And I'm just dumbfounded at the lack of common sense. Forget the patience. Nobody has patience. But the lack of common sense, like I'm doing it on purpose. But the guy with the motorcycle, I'm like, I said to her, I'm like, and when I got out of the truck, I'm like, this is like the tail end. Like an hour ago, I had a pretentious prick who was like, don't hit my car with mulch. Like, what is it with the dickhead car owners who, I mean, it's mulch. It was mulch. It was mulch. What the fuck? Don't hit the car. I said something. He's like, don't hit the car. And the husband was like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like I was 6 years old playing fucking baseball. Like I said, I was 6 years old playing baseball in his driveway. He's like, oh, obnoxious. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, somehow I feel he was related to that motorcycle driver. I'm like, but that's been my day. And it wasn't like, it was a beautiful sunny day until it wasn't, even though the weather said, no, it's sunny. I'm like, no, it's raining. And a quick tidbit, I'm going to wrap up. I know that there have got to be questions and comments. This has to be like a hot topic. I'll tell you, I use my turn signals and I know how to merge. I only stay in the left lane if I'm passing. That's what it's for. I stay in the right lane. I stay out of everybody's way. So why I have so much aggression shown towards me is beyond. But I was going to say something and I forgot now. As I'm backing in, I've got the trailer in the spot and my truck is in the close lane to their house. So I'm no longer in the lane and the portion of the lane that's on the other side. And as soon as I am on my side of the lane, immediately, not even, a car flies right past me. They had waited just long enough for my bumper to reach my half of the road and went vroom, like curved around me. And the homeowner's standing there and he's like, I said, all the time. They just won't wait. She couldn't wait 5 more seconds for me to finish getting it. Nope. And he was like, he's like, I don't know how you do it. Just a side quick tidbit. It's like sort of another douchebaggy thing, but it's not about cars. So you guys have heard on the regular part of the station with like the little kid next door, my neighbors, and what dicks my neighbors on that side are. Well, I met one of the neighbors on the opposite side, and his house is like far enough away that he's my neighbor, but you can't really see his house. It's like up the road. And his property is the one that my second driveway entrance sort of encroaches on. And so I was out working on that new garden in the front a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago. And some guy came walking down the street with a dog. And he's like, how you doing? I'm like, hi. And he's like, oh, I love what you're doing. People stop me to tell me they love what I'm doing. He's the guy that lives there. So he introduced himself. I'm like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Told me his wife's name or something. Anyhow, I'm having so many issues with this house. More. Forget the flooding basement and garage. Well, I took a shower before my podcast tonight. And I took the second half of yesterday's shower tonight. My hair's dry. I couldn't wash my hair today. I washed it last night and ran out of water. Not hot water. Water. And so tonight, and I came home filthy from the rain yesterday, covered in mud, and I couldn't bathe because I washed my hair first, shampooed my hair top to bottom, and almost didn't have enough water. It was trickling cold water to get the rest of the. Couldn't wash my face, my hands, nothing. I got my hair done and ran out of water. But I had knocked. That's a sidebar. I knocked on my neighbor's door because now, as much as I don't like to make problems and I don't like conflict and I don't like to upset people, my attorney is now involved in what's going on with this fucking house. He's pissed because it doesn't matter if I had a home inspection or not. They blatantly lied on the seller's disclosure, and it looks like I could potentially be able to prove that not only did they lie, they covered up the issues with the house. And that is a big no-no. So one of the things I was doing is some research. I wanted to know if my neighbor's basement was flooding at all, because they only bought the house a few months before I bought this one. And I knock on the door. Like, I'm walking up the driveway. I heard them laughing outside. Like, I forgot. I didn't know it's Memorial Day weekend. I didn't even know it was a fucking holiday because I work 7 days a week. So they had company. And I heard them laughing outside. I'm like, they're home. Let me just go knock quick. And I go up the driveway, and I guess he sees me in the window. And he comes to the door, opens the door. And with that, the dog runs out. And it was cold and rainy. So I had a long sleeve shirt on and my heavyweight black sweatshirt, big zip up with the fleece lining. And a long Carhartt work pants. And I'm telling you that for a reason. The dog runs out and immediately jumps up and clamps on my arm. I'm like, oh! And I have to show you the pictures of when it first happened. I mean, he went right through the shirt and the sweatshirt and then got me again over here. And the guy went to grab him and the dog jumped off. And when he jumped off, bit my fucking leg right through my pants as well. Like, I can't fucking win here. And so he gets the dog in the house and I'm fucking shaking. I was it's a coon hound. This is not a small dog. And he's like, and he's laughing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. He doesn't normally do that. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. He's like, they were obviously drinking. I don't think he meant to laugh. I think it was a nervous laugh. And he's like, he didn't get you, did he? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. He's like, oh, did he really? I'm like, yeah. And I pull my fucking sleeve up and my arm is bleeding. And he's like, holy shit. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just going to go. He's like, oh, I'm so, he got my leg too. He's like, you're not okay. You're not okay. You're shaking. I'm like, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I'm like, I'm okay. I probably caught him off guard. He doesn't know me. I'll just go. He's like, you want to come in for a beer? I'm like, why? You want to feed him fucking dessert? You can finish me off. No, I don't want to come in for a fucking beer. I'm like, you want me to come into the house with the dog that just bit me? I'm like, no, thanks. I didn't even say that. I was like, no, I'm okay. I think I'm just going to go. I just want to know if you had water in your basement. And he was like, well, let me go look. I'm like, if you have water in your basement, how do you not fucking know? I'm like, that's okay. I'll just go. And I'm like walking down the drive. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. He's like, the fucking dog. I mean, and my luck, it doesn't matter how much antibiotic cream I put on this. I'm going to wind up with cellulitis. And when I do get cellulitis, the only way to get rid of it is to go to urgent care. And I don't want to go to urgent care because I'm going to have to lie and tell them that. And the dog, and he's like, well, the dog's got all his shots. Well, that's great. Thank goodness. I have a shot for you, fucking dog. I'm like, animals. I told him, animals usually like me. Like, I'm like, what? I'm making excuses for the dog. I'm probably surprised if he didn't know I was coming. Like, next time I'll call. Can you put the dog on? I have a question I was going to step by. And I come home and I'm like, fuck this. I took pictures. It was bad. This is 2 days, I think. And then like a half an hour later, there's like a knock at the door and I'm like, fuck. His wife must have wanted to kick his ass because now I met his wife. They brought me cake. It was her birthday and they were celebrating her birthday. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry I interrupted your birthday. By the way, she's taller than me. I'm like, you're taller than I am. I'm like, I'm not even used to looking at somebody, let alone up. She like laughed. Brought me cake. I'm like, don't worry, you're not getting a letter from the county. I'm like, I'll tell them. She's like, she's in the medical field. Make sure you wash it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to wash it. It doesn't matter if I wash it. And you haven't met me. You don't know me. I'm going to get cellulitis. And when I do, my fucking arm's going to swell up and blow up and I won't be able to bend my fingers. And if I don't get an antibiotic at that point, I'm going to have something fucking amputated. So I'm like, if I get cellulitis, I mean, it started swelling yesterday. I put peroxide on it. I've been putting triple antibiotic ointment on it. I'm just going to, if I have to go, I'm going to lie. But like, yeah, it was a rooster. It was a bird. I can't tell them it was a stray dog because then they're going to want to give me rabies shots. So like, it's my neighbor's dog, but I just moved in. I don't know which neighbor. I don't even know their address. I don't know their name. So you'll just have to look up my address because I'm not giving it to you. And then you can send a letter generically to every single person that lives on my street because I'm not going to fucking tell you whose dog it was. I'm just like, and the wife was cool. She was like, yeah, he doesn't normally do that, but the dog suffers from anxiety. We've had people at our house all weekend. He's been overexcited. And maybe we need to be more cautious about how quickly we open the door. Like, she was going to kill him. So the dog has issues. You can tell me till you're blue in the face that your dog would never do that. But no dog, unless it's trained that way. And you don't open the door and have your dog fucking run out and just run out and latch on to whoever's standing outside. Like, that's been my week. That's been my fucking week. I'm not even going to get into cars. So, questions or comments? I made this a podcast because I wanted to cover different topics and subjects. This is just insane. Like, I cannot believe how that guy spoke to me. But I'm sure that there's going to be feedback out there for whoever actually watches it. Questions or comments, please leave them. And always, I would love a like and a subscribe. Have a very good night.